What's happening? This is my next IG Live one-on-one with Will Walker. We'll give us some time to show up. Rebecca, what's happening? What's up, Chef Dom? Good to see you, brother. What's up, y'all? Thanks for joining. We're just gonna give Will a sec. All right, looks like he just joined. And the intro is gonna play a song I liked. All right, Jamie, I see you. So Jamie's gonna have her live on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that. My dog
What's
Will,
going on, bro?
bro. The world is yours, bro. How you?
Uh, Never better, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
How's the day?
It's been good. It's been good, man. I just got off a meeting with our VP and CEO. Having some dinner too yesterday, so a bunch of highs and lows. But it's good
You,
though. Great
you
day.
just hold on, dog. You just got you just got off the phone with your CEO. You said,
Yeah, we had a meeting with a supplier yesterday. Then afterwards, we had a dinner. So all of us went out, cracked a few bottles of wine. It was good. It was good.
not everybody gets a chance to meet with their CEO, man. I just wanted to kind of, you know, give you the opportunity to just say that again, because I mean that's live to me. Um,
Yeah, it was outstanding as far as the opportunity to actually learn, I think on the fly, right? For me, I've always said I'm not any less smart than anyone I've ever met, right? But the exposure that you end up getting being in different rooms, that's generally the difference in what you see and your visibility, right? So things like that are the difference maker. And it was good to kind of get in on some higher level conversation. So.
Absolutely. Like, you ever nervous in those meetings, or like, do you kind of like, and
Yeah, I mean, looks like you're calling me. Hold on.
no,
You
I'm
calling?
not. Somebody was calling me. I press.
Okay. Let me throw my D&D here.
Dang, bro.
Nah, so yeah, I mean for me, I just play the part, right? It's just being able to understand when you need to chime in and when you don't, and always be prepared with some good questions. So the CEO of my suppliers company came, and there's obviously like a language barrier, right? Because they flew all the way from South Korea, and we toured around our factory, and he was amazed that we were able to get our factory up and running in less than 4 months, right? Which is crazy. From like signing a lease to a full line being running, all right? Um, and he wanted to find out more
Wow,
about
bro,
it.
that's super fast. I mean, what's the average?
Depends on what you're doing, right? So if you're building from ground up, it's at least 13 months. So we have another factory that we're building right now. So we just bought land about a mile and a half away, and it's roughly 13 months, and that's with expedited permitting, expedited power, right? It's totally different. But this one, we were able to just lease the actual building, build it out, bring in the equipment, and you're up and running with a full production line in less than 4 months. It's unheard of. And so this company is looking to build a factory in the US to expand their US presence. And they were trying to figure out like how to do it. So it was very good to be there. So just like one simple question I picked up, right, was, hey, why did you choose Houston, right? And the fact that our our vice president said, it's energy capital of the
Because
world. It's got to be.
y'all moved y'all headquarters,
We
right?
moved down
Okay.
from Roanoke to Houston. Yeah,
Oh
just
wow.
this year. Yeah, and
Okay.
that was less than like 3 or 4 months, right? Like it was crazy
Mm.
stuff. But they moved quick. But he had 3 or 4 different reasons like ironed out, and it was very interesting just to be in that present. So
So was
it's a blessing, man.
Katie one of them? I guess the news hadn't cracked yet.
Yeah,
So,
He's coming down
He's
too, right? So yeah,
coming down too. Nah, Houston's where it's at, man.
it is.
But look,
It is.
so well, I don't know if you've had a chance to kind of check out some of the previous lives or not. But or if like you were joining from the jump to see like how the whole thing flows. I usually start off with intro
Sure.
that I wrote for you or for others who come here, and I really enjoy writing these, dog. And by the way, can you see the chat? Because you're getting so much love, and I love that. Like
I
you,
can't. So
you
like yeah,
can't.
no.
Oh
I
my,
have just
my
you
gosh,
and the
dog.
viewers.
Okay.
That's it.
I don't know. Yeah, Hunt said he couldn't, but Ian could. I guess I gotta make sure people like update. I don't know. We'll
Well, I'm
figure
terrible
it
at
out.
social media, so like don't judge. I couldn't figure out how to get into the live. I was like, I'm
Yeah, I
here. I
know,
don't know what I'm doing.
bro. I was like, I think
Like, where's the button that says I'm here? You know?
I have faith in you, dog.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have faith
yeah.
in you. So yeah, essentially, I'm just gonna read an intro I wrote for you, and then I'm gonna just go over some quick house rules, and then I prepare some, some questions, but we don't have to necessarily just use that as a we don't have to be too pedantic with like what we discuss and when we discuss it. Like if it's an
Uh-huh.
interesting conversation, let's run with it. But I believe that there's compatibility across 9 areas,
Mm,
and I've kind of had like a takeaway for each of those areas, and then a question that kind of is built to go deeper. So yeah, man. And then at the end, if we have time and if it's cool, if we still want to do it, we can do like a little fast round of questions. Um, but I want it to be interactive. So although you can't see the questions, I can. So I'll try to make
okay.
sure um, that I make moments to share that. I'll do that right now. Yay, Will, onward and upward in all areas of your life, including your love life. Okay. She's coming up the stairs and she's a soulmate. That's funny. All right. So when y'all be in these tailored suits, we be noticing. Okay. Yeah, dog.
I got my first two. Yeah.
Got your first
or
two.
or three now. Yeah, yeah, three now. Yeah,
Got three of
yeah,
them. Three of them things.
yeah.
All right. So let me get into your intro. All right. All right, y'all. Welcome to another well matched one on one. Now, listen, some of my lives are fun, some are flirty, and some are a little unserious. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. But this going to be a real one. Because tonight, you're not meeting a man who's trying to impress you with a highlight reel. You're meeting a man who's being honest about the behind the scenes. Meet my Morehouse brother, Will. He's 37, lives in Houston, but is a New York native. Brooklyn stand up. I met Will in I think 2007. So during my freshman year at Morehouse, and he was always mentoring and volunteering, and we both lived in Graves Hall, which is the same dorm Martin Luther King stayed in. So shout out to Morehouse, shout out to Graves Hall. um, Will was always just helpful. Like, because he stayed there the year before, like he would come back and help people like learn the chants, the hops, the steps. Yeah, we had all those for freshman dorms. I'm sure a lot of other schools had that too. And like if you had to kind of, move in, Will was just always there. Just like one of those guys that you could always count on. Like always. You can always count on Will. And I think people are saying that in the chat, bro, because we all know that that's true. You got a lot of people here really support you because of how dope you are, bro. Anywho, so Will has an amazing career. Post Morehouse, he went on to get his master's from G Tech, which is a very hard school to get into. And now he's a global supply chain manager. You just heard him talk about it. He's a brunch enthusiast. He's a deep thinker. He's a cyclist. He's a golfer. He actually taught me how to golf.
It's crazy.
Okay. And
All right.
there's not many people that teach me things. You know what they say
I,
about
but
Morehouse, man? You know what they say, right?
yeah.
So yeah. And as I was thinking about this whole thing, it's like, Will's not out here trying to chase aesthetics or perfection. He's chasing peace. He's chasing clarity and alignment. He's the kind of guy who leads with logic. He's a true problem solver. He's a practical problem solver. I know this because I know Will, but I also know this because I asked Will to send me his Myers-Briggs personality test because I was like, this will help me. So like I have the insight. Don't you worry. Like this is real. Okay, so he's calm under pressure. He's focused. He's efficient. Like people lean on him to make sense out of chaos. You just heard him say that he did something in 4 months that usually takes 13. That's Will. He's an all-star. But what makes him different and why I invited him here is that he's doing the inner work too. So he's interested in dating with intention. He's done therapy. He does deep self-reflection. So, yeah, ladies, if you're a woman who's emotionally mature, spiritually grounded, and still knows how to laugh, flirt, and show up soft, this might be your match. Anyway, my dog, Will, welcome to the Will match.
Man, that is quite the introduction. I appreciate it for sure, for sure. I
Absolutely.
gotta practice some more golf because I can't have you taking my money anymore. So,
Bro, I haven't played. Well, I played Sunday
yeah,
with, at Gus, and yeah,
I will get some lessons. So, yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
pretty bad. Pretty bad, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? Ian can get us right. So Ian did the live last week, and turns
Okay.
out he's scratched. So yeah, we might have to have a well match, alumni
Well, Matt
tournament or
Scramble.
something.
Yeah,
A
that'd be
well
great.
match scramble. Don't play
Yeah.
with us.
Come on now. Play
All
more golf,
right,
man.
man. So let me go ahead and take that question off. All right. Didn't know you
Yeah.
talk. Yeah, that's super live. So yeah, we got Talo in the building. Shout out to Talo. Um, all right. So like I said, man, just want to go over some house rules real quick, and it's
All right.
quick.
Yeah.
We're here. We're not here just for the hot takes. We're actually, let me correct that. We're not here for hot takes. Like we have no interest in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I
not my
always
lane,
say
so good.
that's lame, bro. Like, let's just be real, because we're here to hear humans. So I just ask that we give everyone who's commenting, who's speaking, grace. And I hope we listen to each other and we show up and hear the truth, even when it's not polished, because that's how we change the culture, one conversation at a time. All right. So yeah, before we get into the questions, Will, like, did you have any thoughts or comments about the questionnaire? Like, doing it, you did it, bro. You were like number 5, I
Yeah.
think. I
Yeah.
think like you were,
Yeah.
you did it early on. You were one of those people where I was like, if I'm gonna do this, I want Will to do it. So like, before we get into your responses, just wanted to give you a floor if you had anything to say about it.
Yeah, for sure. It's interesting because I going through the questionnaire, I know there were some comments. Well, I'll step back. Like, I recall when you were talking about this with me and Italo and Fred at that bar navigation
Yeah.
that night, and it was like the perfect lane. Like all of us seemed to think it was perfect for something for you to go and pursue. So I was going to do the questionnaire regardless, and I did it until I realized it was like 57,000 million questions, and I was like, wow, this is very introspective, and it makes me think about things that you probably don't think about, right, very often, or it gets to core beliefs or reasons that you might not have failed in romance, but just have passed over things, right? So I thought that that was amazing, and the fact that you're a data-driven guy, I'm sure that you could get to the best matches. And as you launched and as you were showing the results, it was pretty interesting to actually see that almost instantly, like that data, it matched up and paired well. So I was happy about that, you know?
That's dope, bro. Nah, man, I appreciate that. Okay,
Yeah,
and yeah, we're
yeah.
still trying to improve it. You're right. I did add some
There's
questions
more.
since
Good,
you took it, so
good.
it's like 58,000 million questions now. But
Excellent.
maybe survey questionnaire 2.0
Yeah,
gets at things quicker. Maybe that increases uh more people to take it, because the women are taking it. We need more men to take
yeah,
it. But I think this is gonna be great.
yeah.
So why don't we
It's
jump
worthwhile,
into it?
chat. It's
Huh?
worthwhile, chat.
It's
It's
worthwhile.
worth it. It's worthwhile. It's about 12 minutes total.
Yeah, right. Don't lie to the chat, bro. You're an honest guy.
It's about
Yeah,
45.
it's
Yeah. So,
about. I want people to take an hour. Honestly, I tell
yeah.
people when you are taking a questionnaire, grab a little glass of wine. Turn on your favorite album, and
I was
really
on the
sit
bike.
with
So,
it. You're on a bike.
yeah, I
Copy.
was doing 2 hours in zone two. So,
There you go.
I had some time on the
Really
hands.
sit with it.
Yeah.
Really sit with it.
Yeah.
and you can use voice dictation to get through the questions. But it's about finding your puzzle piece, right? So like
Yeah.
just be honest. Say your answers. There are no wrong answers. We can find someone that fits like what you need and like what you're looking for. I think that the issue is people say they want one thing and they're not being honest. So anyway, Will, let's jump into it.
Sure.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with the first of nine, emotional intelligence. So in your
All right.
questionnaire, bro, you said something that really stood out to me, and honestly, I applaud you for it because not many people will admit it, but it's so true for so many people. You said your biggest fear is being loved for the idea of you, not the actual you, and like I just want to, like I said, applaud you for that. Like that, to me, that just shows that you're doing the work. Um, and you've like explored that. So what I wanted to talk about today is like safety, right? So like I want to hear, what do you need to feel safe in love going forward?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting because one of the things that I've come to realize is there's a way that you give love and a way that you receive love or interpret it, and you really got to match that up with your partner eventually, and that's the safety. So for me, I'm more of like an acts of service person, right? So I'm going to go out and do the things that um, that might need to be done per se, and that's how I show love. But that's not always received as you're loving someone,
Mm,
right? So I may or may not be as good at the gift giving or the grand gestures, right? But like
or the
the
words of
day,
affirmation or like
yeah,
quality time.
yeah.
Okay. But
I
like,
am supportive though, so the affirmation works. But yeah, yeah,
mhm, mhm. Okay. So like, yeah, that's a great point. So that's why I asked, both sides. Like, how do you
yeah,
show love? Rank them.
yeah,
How do you receive love? Rank them. You know. Um,
yeah.
okay. So then so again, like, what does that safety look like for you going forward?
So it's someone that can mirror that, right?
Hmm.
So the way that I believe that I receive love is the words of affirmation,
Hmm.
and the quality time, right? I would say those are probably the two things. I'm not really huge on receiving gifts, even though everyone does love gifts, but like um,
Hmm.
being someone that is as supportive as I'm going to be to them, that is, I think, what would make me feel safe, right, in that
Yes.
space. Yeah.
Absolutely. Got you. All right. So let's talk about communication and conflict. This is the second of nine. So as a problem solver, your first instinct isn't to emote, right? It's to make sense out of a situation. And you said like when you were upset, you need space. And that your biggest past mistake was being too honest. Um, that told me that like, you're still working through like how to share truths, maybe with some tenderness, and like how to let people in without pushing them away. Like, is that fair?
Yeah, yeah, that's a very interesting topic and conversation. Really, so yes, right. I do need space, but at the same time, I need the resolution as much as I need the space. So I'll go crazy in my mind until at least we work out because I'm not the kind of person that likes to end conversations on bad notes. I would like to say, um, going through therapy, there's a book that I had to read called Boundaries. And
Mm.
I'm a person that has trouble with no because I'm looking for love in the wrong places, right? So I can't say no really well.
Mm.
So, and that's just like a deep rooted, right? You want the acceptance from like a paternal a nature, you know?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
all right. So I do need that closure. So I would say that. So yeah, like space is good, but at least let's talk about it at some point, right?
Yeah.
So that would be it. And a big mistake being too honest. Yes, I think that that's not first date topic stuff, right? So
So we gotta make sure we set you up with some prompts when we set you up on first days. Like, yo, Will, don't
uh,
go too deep. Just wait. Just wait.
Wait 5 seconds. Okay.
Wait five
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Okay, okay. So it sounds like, I mean, that's something you process. That's something you kind of have an idea that you like. It was a trend, and that's something you may avoid in the future.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, I guess when I read that, I was like, do you want someone who like is sensitive, or you want someone who's thick-skinned? I couldn't really understand that.
I am not the kind of person that is going to give you truth in a way that's like rough, right? I'm not sandpaper rough, so you don't have to be thick-skinned per se.
Ooh,
Um,
that's a bar.
yeah, interesting, right? Yeah.
Come on, New York. Come on, Brooklyn.
Hey, I used to rap every now and then, right?
Right, right.
Absolutely
Okay,
not.
okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So you're not gonna be rough with her. Like you may give a hard truth, but you're gonna try to say it with
yeah,
kindness.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I
And do you need that? You
will.
need that back too, right?
Yeah.
Or do you? I'm asking.
No. So, it depends on what it is, right? So, I'm coachable, is what I would say, right?
Okay.
So, I will be oblivious to some things. Just it is what it is. That's me. Sometimes you just have to say, "Hey, look, this is what I want out of this situation." Sometimes that is better for me because then I'll be like, "All right, cool," right?
Mm-hmm.
And to yeah, I say it that way.
Okay.
I say it that way. Yeah.
Nah, I agree, bro. Um, so all right, so we've gotten through two of nine. So you're pretty fast. So listen. I wanted to give a quick shout out. So y'all thought I may have skipped the sponsor shout out, but I didn't. I've been low key throwing hints. Okay.
Yeah, I have that glass.
You know what is this? Will, why don't you give them, say the plug for this glass, brother? Because I think I see Lily in here.
I know. I think that is a So Home Collective staple, right?
Yeah, it is, bro. And I think it's the McGregor.
It is the
It's
McGregor.
a it's an
Yeah,
amazing
yeah,
glass that I usually love to drink out
yeah,
of. Look at me, I've been drinking.
yeah.
Drink out of when I do drink.
Do I need
Um,
one too then?
bro, please,
I got
please
some special Chinese vodka
go
here, so
ahead.
I'm waiting to
Okay,
crack it. Yeah.
go ahead, bro. Take your time. Take your time. What, what's up, Lil? So Lil said, "Hey y'all, what's happening here from the therapy going, man?" Exactly. Absolutely. Me too, man. Me too, Lil.
Is the bike in the picture there, man?
Is
All the
the
cool
I
stuff is
don't
not
know if
here.
it is. Can you show the bike, please? Can we
I
show
mean,
love?
shoot, it costs more than my car, so I
So
want to see
baby,
it somewhere, right? There it is, right
there
behind
we
me there.
go. There we
Okay,
go.
so that's the baby there.
I really think you should like take it outside, show them that you got the sprinkler set up. Cause man, not everybody has a sprinkler. Okay, y'all, this is another thing I should have put in your intro, Will. There's not many people that care about yards more than I care about yards. Okay. Like Will and I had a fake
Yeah,
competition about whose grass was looking better
yeah,
in spring and
yeah.
like what
And
the
fall
program that we set it through. So
and winter.
and winter, exactly. I think that was in the winter when we were having that conversation. So this
Yeah,
guy, man, like I told you, this guy's intentional with everything he does. Like from the cycling, from the golf, from his job to his grass to his home that he owns, right? Like this guy's an incredible dude. Let's talk about financial mindset, Will. Three of nine. So you mentioned wanting a partner who operates at a high level, right? And that's not just in title, right? We're talking
yeah,
about lifestyle, ambition, and mindset. It's clear that you value work ethic, right? You've also said that, you'll always work and, no matter what. So it's not about hierarchy with you. It seems to be about harmony, right? So I guess my question to you was, is your desire for a financially strong partner rooted in shared ambition, shared lifestyle, or both?
a bit of both, right? So, I was raised by a very successful set of parents, right? So, both of them worked until my mom till she was like 82, and my dad until he's about 90, right? So, um, they've always worked. They're always highly ambitious. So that's just what I grew up seeing in the household. So for me, that was the picture of a successful marriage, even if you're in your own lanes, right? So for me, that's what that is. It's a shared ambition.
Mm.
I'm stuck on to whom much is given, much is required. So I am ambitious, and I'm always looking to make sure that I'm leaving a legacy, right? And that's part of the reason I did take over for Derek as the president of the Alumni Association, right? I wanted to make sure that we kind of passed on that mantle. So that's what I
Y'all
want from
did
that. Yeah.
such a great job too, man.
And
Like
how was it?
I
How we do?
loved it. I was with,
Man,
Chris
thank you.
Hollins,
Yeah.
Ed, Alexander, shout out to both Chris, shout out to Ed. Yeah, our table was lit.
I had the
Um,
cool kids table for
we
real,
had
bro.
the
I
cool
wanted to go out. I
kids.
was backstage. I was so jealous, bro. I wanted to go out
No,
there.
man, you had to. I mean, listen, bro. Like, I just was really impressed, man. Like, the venue you guys had it at was just special.
Wow.
It was very grand, but also like, it felt like nobody was in there being pretentious. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like everybody was
It was
just,
cool, right?
you know, celebrating the fathers for the Father's Day brunch. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man. And then like, I think the highlight was the kids, the
Yeah.
the incoming freshmen
So that's the
that
piece
you
we
guys.
missed. I
Yeah,
went, yeah,
yeah, that was the coolest part for me,
really.
bro. Yeah, nah. Well, oh, I'm sorry. Well, I guess they were probably rising sophomores then,
Y-
because y'all did it. That was the
Yeah,
coolest
so there
thing.
were there were three returning students, plus there was four that were incoming freshmen. What we didn't mention is we had more applicants than ever. So we had 15 applicants.
Come
Ev
on, more applicants than ever.
Everyone that applied got something, right?
That's so live,
Yeah, so
and that
people
and
were the
that's
grand prize
because
winners.
and
Yeah,
that's because of how much you raised,
because people like you,
man.
everyone that came out and supported, right? Every dollar that we can raise and responsibly give, we do.
That's so
And we thought
special,
it was best to
bro.
touch more kids. Yeah, pause. Yeah.
Nah, my wife told me stop saying pause
Okay.
because she knows I'm an
Mhm.
advocate of queer and homosexuals. So she's like, "Yo, today, what you not gonna say?" I say, "Uh,
Nothing.
today, what you not gonna say?" Oh, pause. So
Okay.
we can't say pause today,
Okay.
bro. I
It's over.
guess we stopped saying pause. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fred, Fred. I don't think she's even on right now. That's what's crazy, but she'll watch it later. All right, all right, all right. So that financial mindset is
Mhm.
about both,
Mhm.
right? It's about shared ambition and shared lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Okay, I got you. Okay. So let me ask you this though, Will. What matters more? How much she makes or how she moves with the money she makes?
How she
Oh,
moves
okay,
with it.
Mal's here.
Yeah.
Mal, shout out to Mal. Love you, babe. All right.
How she moves with it, right?
Over
I,
how much she makes?
yeah, yeah, because yeah, my mom was a public servant for 40 some odd years, right? So she didn't make that much, but she was always able to save, right? And that was something that I was really brought up with. Um, my dad's the opposite, whatever. He's gonna do whatever. But from her, I was able to start like a modest like portfolio in college,
Mm,
and just being able to always have that thought in the back of your head that I'm going to save and I'm going to put stuff here, 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 and invest so that in the future it'll be worth something, right? And that's been great for me, and I want to be able to do that. Also, there's a weird stat out there, and I'm not married, haven't been married, so I don't know, but like it's something like 50% of relationships that like our marriages they end over finances, and that's one of the questions people don't talk about enough in the courting phase, right? It's like
yeah.
how are you
Facts.
with money, where do you want to be,
Facts.
so things like that. I don't know if it's a true stat or not. It's probably like one of those, I don't want to say
Who
TikTok.
knows, bro?
Yeah,
And like, who's taking the stats about marriages? I mean, actually,
yeah,
Lillian would know. Lillian
yeah,
is actually one of our best judges out here in
yeah,
Houston.
yeah.
Okay, so she said It's an old stat, and
Good.
marriages end due to resentment.
Ooh,
Now it could be
that's
resentment in financials. You know what I'm
we could
saying? I've heard
we
something
could do that.
similar about
Yeah.
core values, finances.
Are
She
on the
literally
list
said,
of resentment. Okay.
so you
Okay.
can't see the chat.
I can. So that's called a chat.
That's called a chat, bro.
Shit. Okay. I don't
We
stream.
good. We good. We good.
Okay.
We good.
Cheers. Cheers.
All right. All right. You did say though that social wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Not great at it.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
I try really hard though, but I'm not good.
I got faith. And shout out to, did y'all see the cup he grabbed? That's Will, bruh. He grabbed the same cup. Shout out to Soho. Okay. All right. Let me think if I have another question for financial, or I'm gonna let
Mhm.
you. I might have to. Okay, I might have to ask a curveball one
Okay.
just to see where you land. Say you, is there a number that you would like to get to in order to not allow your wife to not allow? Let me say that right, in order to allow your wife to not have to work? Like, is there a number that you have, or do you feel like you could be making 1, 2, 3 mil a year, and then like you would still want the same structure?
Mhm.
I'm curious.
That's interesting conversation. So you're asking what yearly salary or what savings amount, right?
Let's say you
I would have to
make
have
let's say you make 3 mil
in a year or
a
ever.
year, a year,
Okay, in a
yeah.
year.
hmm
Post taxes?
Like, plus, yeah, that's Texas, and that. Don't get greedy.
Okay.
Mhm.
So after taxes, all bills paid, 3 mil. Why
Well, that's
wouldn't the
before
person?
taxes.
Okay,
Before
before
taxes,
taxes.
but still.
Yeah. I would say this. Why wouldn't the person I'm with want to work?
Well, that's a good question. Will, let's say if she didn't want to, would that be cool with you?
Yeah, it would be cool with me, right?
hmm
But I wouldn't say that. I don't know if that's the person that I would end up being with, though,
Mm.
right? Because I guess I said I've on the resentment note, right? I grew up with two parents that worked until they were unable to like live anymore, like you know what I'm saying, like on their own,
hmm
right? So, would I be okay with that? That's a better question to me, right? Never, never thought about it. Like, I'll
Think
be
about it.
honest.
Think about it. Think
Yeah,
about it. Because I mean, I've thought about it too. At first, I wasn't. Now I'm like, nah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, no, because I think that we all low key aspire to get to a place where our wives don't have to work.
so that's an interesting thing because I never looked at success in a relationship that way, and
Mm.
I think maybe it's a New York thing. I grew up around a lot of strong women and a lot of women that have worked their whole lives.
And in
So I don't,
public service too, right?
yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah. So I don't never. I say this one. I don't know any of my friends that I grew up with. If any of their mothers or not, like there was no one that ever stayed at home,
I
and maybe
know,
that's just
I
because I was
know, I
broke.
know, I know. I
But
love
like,
this. I love this because we're going, bro. I was there,
yeah,
like, and I'm not saying that like, yo, I was there. It's just like I had the same thought, and then my main thing was like, yo, the
right,
Huxtables.
yeah,
You know what I'm
doctor
saying?
and doctor,
Claire,
right?
you know,
Doctor and
Claire was
doctor.
working. Claire was working.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know what I had to come to terms with is like, growing up, I saw my mom doing so much, and like
Yeah,
sometimes, you can learn in therapy, like, yeah, like sometimes you can look at that and be like, okay, but like my mom did it, like why can't you? But therapy can help
yeah,
you realize that even though you saw that, doesn't mean it was fair. Like, doesn't mean it was right that mom had to do that by
yeah.
herself, right? Like, so just think about it, put it on the radar.
Put it
I'm
on the
supposed to
radar.
push to,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I've got a whole nother hour conversation on like wanting to be there for my mother.
Mm.
So yeah, that's a whole nother hour that we can go into. Yeah,
And like the strength that they showed, bro. Like my
yeah,
mom is one of the strongest people I know. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? And it's like, y-
She
but you
always will be.
also, what's that?
And she always will be. you know?
And she always will be, exactly. But it's like,
Yeah.
damn, some of that, it's like, damn, I hope why she had to be that strong too, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway,
No. Yeah.
let's talk about relationship goals.
All
Okay.
right.
So you said you're dating with intention.
Yes.
And so how do you show up for something serious when you know you're still like locked in with hitting all of your goals? And I mean, like you said, like you met with the CEO yesterday, y'all are hitting crazy goals that others just aren't. So
Hmm.
like, I guess my takeaway or the point that I was like we should probably talk about is like what might need to shift emotionally, mentally, or spiritually for you to feel ready for the love you want.
I thought about this one quite a bit, to be honest, right? Like, um, I'm an only child from New York, only child with parents that were like working late hours and mom that was out of town from Sunday night to Thursday.
Mm,
I'm cool solo. Like, it's so bizarre, right? Like I just came to the realization like I'm not a loner per se, but I've been not necessarily alone, but like just I'm comfortable by myself.
yeah,
But what I'm I'm realizing that shows up in how you talk, like how you communicate. So the one thing that I'm working on is being better at communicating. So I'm the kind of texter that like I'll text you if I say hey, it means way more than hey, right? But sometimes I'm just
how
like that's just
could it
how
though, Will?
I
How could hey mean way
agreed.
more than hey, brother?
Agreed. It means I'm thinking about you, what's going on, right? Like,
Oh, I
it's a whole lot,
see.
right?
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like
I
if
don't
I
necessarily.
say hey, that mean I thought about you to say hey.
Yeah,
So okay,
yeah. So like things like that are things I'm getting better at. Okay, that if actually use your words, Will, right? So that is one thing. But being better at communicating is like the number one thing, and I'll have
absolutely.
to shift that 100%. But it's something that since I've identified as something I'm working on, as you already know, I'm getting better at it. So yeah,
Yeah, I think you're bro. There's not many people that can like teach me golf because like I know I'm annoying when I like trying to learn something, but like the fact that you can teach me something like shows that you're a good communicator, bro. Like you're patient as fuck, you
that's
know.
probably better. Yeah, that's more apropos.
You
Yeah,
are,
I'm patient.
bro. So just I already know that whoever you're with, they're
Yeah,
gonna benefit from that. So okay, so when you talked about communication. So like,
yeah.
what form of communication do you prefer? Are you a texter,
Texter.
FaceTime, or
Mm-mm.
call? What if she's not a texter, bro? Like a lot of women don't like text.
Yeah, I mean, so my life is like surrounded by riding a bicycle, and it's windy, so it's hard to like like talk and ride a bike. So
Mhm.
my downtime, I'm not necessarily great at phone as well either. But again, I can figure it out, right? Because it's something you'll have to do if you want to, meet the
Yeah,
other
I mean,
person
we could also
that
try to
way.
find you someone who loves text. So like,
Yeah,
because I'm, sure.
yeah,
Well, I don't want you to always feel like you gotta like mold yourself to them too. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
yo, like if there's somebody out there who's like, yo, I get it. He's cycling.
yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? Like he can
pro-
shoot me a text
that's
and we're
probably
good because I know my man is cycling. They can follow you on are there
literally.
apps they can follow you on?
Yeah, yeah, live. Yeah, live.
Live
Yeah,
apps.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just
It's
text
great.
you like, good lap, babe, good split.
Yeah,
Would that help you? Would that like be motivating?
absolutely, absolutely.
I
On the golf
love
course
that.
too. Hey, I'm playing a really important round.
Right.
Wish me luck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh yeah. The best thing Strava. Somebody said Strava.
Strava. Is she right?
That's it.
It
She
is
know
Strava.
up, up, up.
Yeah.
Am I okay now?
Strava be
Yeah.
snitching on all of us. So
Right. Right. I think I had Mal follow me on Grant once and was she
yeah,
did the opposite. She was like,
yeah. Grant be
not
snitching. Grant.
not a great round, huh? It's like, all right, man.
Tough hole.
Like, ask you. All right. Okay, so let's talk about number 5 of 9, right? Lifestyles and values. So you just talked about it. You live a fast-paced life, but it's also structured. you know, you love your activities, golf, cycling. You don't golf that much, but like you just
No,
said, your life kind of revolves around cycle and being on a bike.
it's
You
racing.
got personal travel,
Yeah.
you got work travel. Where were you just, bro? Like talk about your
Uh,
work travel for a little bit.
yeah, it's nuts. So since the tariffs hit, right? Since I have suppliers all over the world, we had to kind of go around. Our Chinese partners are trying to make a factory in Thailand to like get around tariffs, right? So I had to go from here to South Korea to Japan to Thailand and then back all in like a week or so. So I had no idea what time zone it was for a week, you know. So but yeah, so quite often I'm going to Mexico next week. I think it's or in 2 weeks or so, yeah.
So like if you were married, would they allow your spouse to go with you on those trips?
So I've seen that. So yeah, I don't know how they worked it out, but I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. I've actually seen that in person.
Okay. What if they're serious girlfriends? You know what I'm saying? Have you seen that?
I yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Now. Okay. Okay,
yeah,
Will. Cooking
yeah.
with the
Now,
house.
and I don't know how they book the tickets though. I'm not gonna.
Right. You can go
I ain't jumping out the
now.
window.
You got
Yeah,
the hotel. Right, right,
I
right.
got the
But
hotel, the food.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Before I move on, someone said, "What are the cool cycling clubs in Houston?"
Uh, depends on what you're looking for, right? So
Go
I'm
off.
a
Go off,
competitive
bro.
cyclist.
Go off. Go.
Okay. We can go all day. I'm what you would call a competitive cyclist, right? So I'm looking at a race team. So I race for a black-owned team called Kings and Queens Rule Together. They're out of Cali and Philadelphia. I'm in the Houston club. Then you've got like the social scene. So you've got folks like Street Riders. That's more of a fun-based club. They're less on the competitive side. Then you've got the like super cool, which is critical mass. Right, so that's where like everybody has the like BMX style bikes. But I'm more with the like serious people, I would say, in quotes. I don't want to say it that way, but so you got Major Taylor Houston. So for those of you who don't know, Major Taylor was the first African American cyclist to win national championship and a world championship, and this is in the 1900s, so turn of the century.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
hold
So
on. Hold on. Okay, I thought I had my damn. Daddy, chill. What the hell is even that? Never mind. I thought I had my soundboard together and I don't. Next week, next week, I hit y'all with the daddy chill and I was trying to hit y'all with the applause. That's kind of wild.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, yeah,
all right. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, guys. I ruined that.
No, no, you're straight, man. But yeah, so upcoming there is a race series called the Memorial Park Criterium. So I'll be racing there every Wednesday night. And all the different teams and clubs that have races will be out there. So
That's fire. All
yeah.
right. Well, thank you. Jamie said you tried. Yes, I did. Jamie, by Thursday, I'm gonna have the joint ready for you. Let me just see if I can take a little stab at it. One sec. No, I'm gonna try, bro. No,
I'm
because
looking at what Lillian
what
said.
did Lil say? Will needs a girl to do the viral meme. My name is going to show you his. Yes, dog. That's so true.
It costs more than my car. So
There
like
you go. That
that's
is
what's up.
so true, dog. He's gonna show you his bikes, and y'all need to be nice. Go ahead, babe. Yeah, yeah. Nah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna before the end of this live, I'm going to drop something from this sound bar. I promise you. That's a
Okay.
promise.
Okay.
Okay.
You have the right button pushing on
I
that
don't
or
yet, but
okay.
while you're talking, I'm gonna search for something. Is there anything you would like to hear? Maybe I don't know if they have Clues Bomb on here, however, but
Yeah, I was thinking more like the great intro from it's a long time ago. It was Pusha T on Funk Flex.
They don't have that, bro.
Anyway, I think one includes bombs.
One includes bounds would be great. They don't
Yeah.
add anyway. Anyway,
All right.
let's move
All right.
on.
All right.
We've like spent too much time. We've spent too much time on this. Like I
Oh,
said,
side note, this is a gift from my supplier, right? It is their own branded Chinese vodka. It's like 50%. It's amazing.
what's it called?
It's called Eagle Rise. It is just their company
Yeah.
name on a bottle of it. You can buy whatever in China and make it yours. So it's like 50%. It's really good though. I'll bring you a
Okay.
bottle.
Now.
Yeah.
You will?
Yeah.
You would do that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you,
You're
bro.
very
That means a
welcome.
lot,
You're very welcome.
bro. Thank
Yeah.
you. Wow. What a
Whole box and everything. Nice. Yeah.
fucking guy, man. This guy. All right. So we talked about, well, okay. So we talked about lifestyle and values. All right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about religion. So you're
Hmm.
more spiritual than religious, but you also said that you're interested or looking for someone who is actively practicing. So let's talk about that. Yes, someone said this man's a giver, ladies. Yeah,
Thanks,
I'm.
Jaime.
Yeah, shout out to him. Go ahead, Will.
Um, yeah, so for me, I'm looking for a church home I want to go to. So I grew up in the church, grew up in the choir. I was at church probably 4 times a week all the way through high school, right? Um, haven't really gotten back into the church home. There's some personal issues with what happened while I was away from home. It's just some story. So I'm still looking for one to join here. And I think it's important to have someone that is invested in that area because it's going to push me to actually do it, right? Like I'll have to go find it or join them. So that's something that I definitely am firm on, right? Like you have to see the world the same way. Also, I just think for some reason I want kids to grow up in the church. I just feel like that's a thing for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just
I mean,
I did, and I
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
well, not. I was saying I would. I wasn't a Sunday school kid, right? But I ended up kind of joining. I had a really active church home in Brooklyn, and the like the teenage formative years that got me through it in a way that I can't. I don't think you can replicate. Just the personal interactions, right? Becoming street smart, right? As opposed to being sheltered and going to college. So helps out a lot.
Absolutely. Someone said I attended virtually for 4 years. Do you attend virtually anywhere? Um, or you kind of
Yes.
still like you waiting to attend virtually? You kind of just going to attend virtually with the church home you decide to pick.
Yeah. So I've done Lighthouse virtually actually. And believe it or not, I was a Lakewood guy until John Gray left, right? But once he left, I had this feeling that I had been going there for maybe 4 or 5 years, actually physically in person on Wednesdays and on Sunday nights, and I didn't make one relationship with one person. I don't mean like intimate. I'm just saying like I would leave there and I didn't feel like I was any I don't know closer to the people that I was with. So the small as small as violin, yeah,
Did I get it? Okay, all right.
that's the world's smallest violin.
Redemption. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Nah, but nah. So someone said the Garden in Houston launching January 2026.
Okay.
Someone said
Okay.
shout out to Emmanuel. Someone said or
Emmanuel Baptist Church.
2819 Church. Yeah, yeah,
That's my home church. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, man.
Emmanuel.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh,
I think people are like proud of me because they were rooting for me, I think, with the soundboard. And I think, yeah. No, y'all know me, man. Y'all know me. God's timing. That's all
yeah.
I gotta say. Okay, so let's talk about love, language, and attachment, bro.
Okay.
So you show love through acts of service and words. We talked about that earlier. It's that,
Yeah.
let me do for you kind of energy. but to feel love, you know, you need affirming words and intentional touch. Um, so is that true, actually? Like I thought that's what you put,
Yeah,
but like I can go back. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah. So that tells me um you don't just want appreciation, you want some affirmation, right? Like you want to
yeah,
feel like chose, you want to feel chosen, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Put a little pep in your step. You know what I mean?
Hype me up.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Right, absolutely. So like in past relationships,
Yeah.
like how has that mismatch, right, between giving and receiving love like shown up for you?
As the resentment we spoke about earlier.
Mm,
So I think that's something that it really does make sense, right? Both parties, and I'm talking about this is 20, I don't know, 2015 or 16, like around there, right? Is
yeah.
both of us ended up
You said it started in
resenting each other.
2015 and in 2017 is the 2 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Around there. So like we just ended up hating each other, right?
Hmm.
And that's just because the way that we showed the love just didn't match. It was uh square peg circle, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Cheers. You should add like a thing to like this where you take a drink every time like a word is anyway, sorry.
Every time a word is what?
It's said or something, or you get an actual soundboard,
Mm.
right?
I mean, I do have a soundboard that I just
Not
quit.
that you hit right, you know, because like it was the wrong one last time. So if you get it right, I do it
You're
again.
like you're going down a path
Mhm.
that I don't know is the right path to go
That,
down.
that's fair enough. But yeah,
So I think this song is perfect for that. What do you think? Can you hear it actually?
yes,
Right.
it's yeah, it's a movie soundtrack type of thing.
I don't know if it's a movie soundtrack. It's labeled sneaky. I'm gonna again. I'm gonna get better, guys. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better.
Sneaky.
Don't question the board. Fuck. Jamie, I'm gonna get better. Don't you worry.
It's a
Deal
Knives
break.
Out. There we go.
What?
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah,
What's that?
it's like Knives Out.
What's that mean?
Uh, the Netflix movie. It was like a Glass Onion, Knives Out. It's a detective
I don't
movie.
know
It's really good.
if I saw that. Was it live?
Check it out. Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
All right, bro. It's gonna heat up. So we finna
Oh
talk
boy.
deal breakers and red flags, right? So you were clear on what doesn't work for you, right? Big gaps
Uh-huh.
in faith, politics, finances. You said you would date someone who makes significantly less than you, right? Parenting goals, you know, but you also said you were attracted to people who seems like don't really want you. They just want like who you appear to be or who you are, because like you are who you appear to be, dog. You are solid, like dope ass fuck up, man. Like
What you
so
see is what you
there's
get, right?
yeah, what you see is what you get with you. But it's like, but you also said, which I thought was interesting, you don't want you're not here for clinginess. And so
Mhm.
I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Like to me, that was interesting. Like, okay, we can talk about the faith, the politics, the finance, the parenting goals later. But it's like, okay, let's talk about attracted to people who don't really want you for you, like they want you for like what you provide and all that. But then it's like you didn't want clinginess, so I was like, dang, maybe talk more about that, bro. So because like, for me, it was like, how do you distinguish like someone who's trying to be consistent with someone who's clingy?
So that's a good question. So, and here's where texting or typing what you want to say without speaking. So phone and FaceTime conversation actually is something that's important because there's context to how you say things, right? So clingy to me is not necessarily that. It's like, do you get the feeling that somebody is interested in the idea of you because you would be a a suitable provider,
Okay,
and it's time for me to find that suitable provider. Um,
I got
and I
you.
say this, and it stems from a conversation I had with my mother, maybe several years back, right? And it just there's just a lot of things to unpack there, but it made me understand. Okay, you know, some people um, can be in a position where, the timing is there, right? So if you're the thing in the time and the place, then you're the it. And I don't want whoever I'm with to ever feel like they're alone, right?
Mhm.
Because fundamentally, what I am doesn't meet up with what they truly need or want. And that can happen, and that's what I mean by clingy, right? It's not necessarily that it's a person that's being consistent or too consistent. It's just I want me to be what you need from me for you to be happy, so that you can actually be happy, right? As opposed to me be some kind of idea. Um, so, and that makes that to me is clingy.
I got you. Okay. So like
I felt rambly there. I'm sorry. I
you
felt
were
like
a
I
little
rambled.
rambly. You were a little rambly. Like you lost me a little bit. But like if we were just to summarize it in I do have ADD. Like if we were just to summarize it in like two sentences, what would we say the takeaway is around like clinginess though? Like clinginess versus consistency. Do you want someone who's consistent, but you don't want someone who's clingy? And then what's the difference?
Yeah, consistent but not clingy. The difference to me is me. Per, the person that would be clingy is clinging on to me just being the thing in the time and the place.
I see
That's what I was
what you
trying to say.
mean. Okay, I got you.
That's clingy.
Yeah, like clinging to the opportunity,
Yeah.
not being consistent to like what
Yo, I just like hanging out with
our
you, right? Like
connection.
that's
Yeah, I
exactly
see.
right.
Okay, that's
Yo,
why it confused
oh,
me because I'm like, I thought I kind of want you to be with someone who's a little clingy. You
yeah, exactly,
know what I
exactly.
mean?
Yeah. In the regular sense of the word, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
But
All right. That makes
in the
sense. Thank you. Thank you for
yeah,
breaking that down.
because in the context of the survey, I was trying to be consistent in how I answered it. So I apologize for that.
Absolutely. All right. Come on, intentional
Yeah,
survey taker. All right. So my other question was, how do you draw the line between being selective and being self-protective to a fault?
that's a bar. Uh, say it again. Yeah, say it again. I
All
was
right.
reading Talos bar right there, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
How do you draw the line between being selective
yeah.
and being self-protective?
Oh,
Self-protective to a fault. And before I
wow.
go for it, I want to just shout
Shh.
out to
That's a good one.
Myra Montana. Shot Myra, I love you. That's my stepsister, yo. I haven't talked to
Yeah,
Myra in so
really.
long. Girl,
Okay.
what's up? Baby girl. Like, dog, good to see you.
Yeah.
We should connect. All right, my bad, Will. Go ahead.
Mm, that's a tough one. I don't know how to answer that because there's an extreme need for me to protect myself, I would say.
Mm,
I've had a traumatic dating history, so it's just one of those like I've gone into a shelf to kind of uh, protect my peace and figure out what I wanted, learn how to love myself. Um,
absolutely, Will. I love that for you,
yeah,
actually.
yeah. So it's a thin line.
Yo,
So thank you.
if y'all can't tell right now, we real protective over Will. We real protect, like,
Appreciate
and
it.
not because he, like, Will is just one of those lovers, man. And it's like, Will is such a good guy that, like, we got to make sure that the person who I match you with, bro, is really kind. And I love that, and I appreciate you so much for doing this live because I wanted people just to get a chance to see you, and I want them to reach out to me and say, "Will's my guy." I don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying? Like I want people to be like, "Yo, nah, that guy right there is a real one, man," and I see it, and I want to help on that journey. I want to be a partner in that versus like judge it at like not have the context because I don't know, man. I have so much immense respect for you, brother.
I appreciate it,
So I
man. Yeah,
appreciate you answering that
I'm
question. And someone
gonna
said
get
cosign, like absolutely, will like we protective over you, bro. But
look,
that's all the
Carrie.
people with good networks and communities. Like we're protective over each other.
Yeah,
Like that's facts.
that's Brooklyn stand up right there, though.
Yeah,
Love Carrie.
yeah.
Thank you.
Will is the man. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about relationship roles. So this is 8 of 9.
Really?
So you don't believe in traditional gender roles. You're looking to co-lead, and not just in title, like I said, but in spirit, because it takes confidence to want a woman who shares power, right? Not just submits to it blindly.
Mhm.
So the question for you, like, what does co-leadership actually look like when it's done well in a relationship? So, like, maybe talk about where that comes from. I know that I wrote this question before,
Mhm.
you kind of shared about your mom and your dad's dynamic, but maybe that's like another good opportunity just to kind of talk about if you grew up seeing that dynamic and, what you're trying to emulate.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, co-leadership is interesting to me, right? So, if I'm driving the car the wrong way down a one-way street, I'm gonna need you to tell me, like,
Right.
period. Don't don't have me driving us off a cliff. Like that's all. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Um, that's what I mean by that, right? So,
absolutely.
growing up, my mom was responsible for the culture, right? So the reason I'm cultured in a bunch of different things is she would take me to the theater, take me to museums, right? Take me skiing, right? And my dad did the sports thing, right? We're gonna go do the baseball, the hockey because it's New York, so it's hockey, right? And the music. So they each had different ideas for how they wanted to, make sure that I was both a busy but learning. Um, and that is kind of what I think about co-leadership. Now, on the other front, right, you got to come together and be a unit on certain issues, obviously, right? So that's the tattoos at 5 years old type of stuff. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
So, like, talk about, you want kids?
yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. What's your timeline for that?
Oh, you're asking the hardest question in the world. So this one is hard because once your parents get old, you realize that your mortality uh, is imminent,
Woo!
right? And you don't want them to go without seeing
The
their grandchildren.
grandkids.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So that's something that I've thought about more, even though I'm not necessarily ready because I haven't met anybody that I'm ready to have kids with, right? Per se. I don't know. It's not immediate. Plus, I want to be able to travel the world for a quick second with the person.
But so do they.
Yeah,
They want to travel the world, bro.
yeah,
But it's like,
yeah,
yeah, I feel you.
yeah,
You want to be a grandfather too. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. It's crossed my mind more and more lately,
Yeah.
right? So, we'll see. Yeah,
We sure will. Because you know what? You're on the will match, brother. And we gonna find somebody for you. I promise you. I promise you.
definitely.
I do that
Yeah,
emoji all the time. Like, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Are you millennial? I thought the new one was like this
now
way. I don't even know.
now you cripping.
No, no, no. You're old if you do it the wrong way. You just do it this way.
Well, thank you for that. I know you were just in China, so you know the TikTok culture and you know all the trends. So I appreciate that education. Okay, so let me see if there's anything. Okay, before I get to physical attraction, I wanted to
Mhm.
ask, can a woman be strong and supportive without her like having to shrink with you, Will?
Having to shrink.
Yeah,
What
having to
does shrink
shrink.
mean?
Can she shrink? Like hold back, not show her full self with you. Like we want somebody to show their full self, right? Like
Oh
can a
yeah,
woman be like you allow your woman to be strong, like have an opinion and because we still on roles,
yeah,
brother. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Opinions are good. Yeah,
You want to hear them?
yes, I do want to hear them, but I don't want to. I don't want to argue to argue. I'll
Mm,
say it that way. So if we're in let's call it a debate,
yeah.
I'm my opinion is malleable on most things. Meaning, I'm willing to listen and uh, hear the other side of the story, and if it makes sense, I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm rolling that. You got me." And
Let him
if not,
cook.
appreciate
Let
that.
him
Yeah,
cook now. Let him cook. I said, let him cook.
You cooking, brother. All
yeah,
right. So let's go to physical attraction.
excellent.
Will, you're interested in a black woman. You want a
Yes,
sister. You want a
yeah,
sister.
yeah. This is gonna sound
Okay.
crazy. Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not gonna say everything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna
Okay, thank you.
protect you. I'm gonna protect you because you're my friend. Okay. I understand you were probably on a bike when you did the the questionnaire. But okay, but I am gonna like talk about the key things. So you said 5'5" to 5'9". Why that range? How tall are you? Why don't you
Uh,
tell
6'7", 202
this nigga, like
pounds. Nah.
yeah.
Laser rocket arm.
Right.
Nah, I'm
This
five
nigga
foot
bitch
nine.
young. Okay.
That's a big dude. Yeah. So now, I'm 5'9".
Hmm.
Right. So, uh, I don't mind tall or women. So, but not
Yeah.
too much taller in heels. I guess it's too weird. But
Okay.
yeah.
But 5'5" to 5'9", but you like that eye contact though. If she can be 5'9". It can be like,
Hmm.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Slim, thick. Is
Yeah.
there like, do
That's
you
the
want to
term
say
now, right?
more? Was that that's the
I feel
term
like
now? You
that's the
tell
term
me.
now. I
You
know
said
it's
it.
just yeah, active. That's the kind of person I'm looking
But
at.
also
Yeah.
like thick. So
Yeah.
the active is like the slim part, but then the
Mm-hmm.
thick is like hips. You know.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any preferences like around hair? Like I think you mentioned curly hair. Like
Yeah.
what
Like I
about
like
silk press though?
it's all good to me.
It's all good to
It's all good.
you.
Yeah.
What about
Yeah.
wigs? We know Hunt had an issue with wigs
I
and
know.
showing.
I heard that. I hadn't thought about it. So I had an ex that had like a thing for all of her wigs. He had like a little head person
That's kind of
thing, and it
nice.
scared the shit. Yeah, it scared the shit out of me. But like, yeah, it was all right.
It's
Didn't
like,
mind me. Yeah,
yo, you really take care of your wigs.
yeah, very nice. Yeah, she was big on makeup and stuff like that. So
So
yeah,
like at night, you don't mind when like a black woman wraps her hair and like goes through the whole, routine
no,
of like
yeah,
that's actually like attractive.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, because it's what you gotta do. But I don't look at it any which way. Now
Absolutely.
I would prefer there not be eyelashes left everywhere. My bad.
Okay.
I had to
Okay.
think about that for a second. Yeah, because that
Nah,
was
that's
crazy.
fair. That's
Yeah,
fair. So
that
no
was crazy.
eyelashes, but like, is there anything else like outside of, um
Gosh.
scattered lashes that like is a huge red flag for you? I mean, because here's the thing,
No.
like that's
Yeah.
all you really said, bro.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
you said that like you just want someone with presence. So like,
Yeah.
yo, you
That's
need
more.
presence. You need someone who is social, has some confidence, can
Yeah.
like move in a room, like
Yeah.
a woman that makes you feel like that's her, that's my baby.
Knows how to
So
move in a room full of
there you
vultures.
go.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So like that's sometimes that is more attractive to me than just like physical looks, right? Like it's like there's an amount of swag, and I think it's just how I grew up. There's an amount of swag I grew up around where I'd be like, damn, they're not necessarily the most, but like, there's so much swag there. It's so dope to me, and that
Absolutely.
just it does something, right? Yeah. So that's why I think of more of that. I don't really have too much of a physical
Nah,
preference. I think there's a lot of different types of very attractive ladies out there, but swag is like something that puts you over the top, right? Because I would say I'm not necessarily like a fashion forward person, but I'm fashionable, and I'm gonna do what I do with swag, right? So like I'm gonna pull off whatever I do, as far as that goes. So
yeah.
that kind of goes with the swag conversation. I think, yeah.
So look, shout out to Lillian, dog. Lillian says she's sending glassware to Will's first date. She's invested.
Where are we
We
going?
all are invested. Like this is a first. Actually, yeah, shout out to Will. Thank you. I think Archie from Brain Love, which is like a brand that I love. I always wear their shirts. It says Brain Love. Is very nice
Yeah,
stitching, very great weight. He just got into Bloomingdale's. He's gonna send Summer and me some product. But
excellent.
Lillian just said that she's going to send some glassware to Will's first match. So
Wow, that'd be
don't let
awesome.
that be the reason you reach out, please. Like, let's not.
That'd be awesome. Because I think I have all of the. I got the flutes too.
That boy ready for an event, ain't he?
Bro,
Nah. I
we
think
can
it's
have a show
more
date.
so to show Will that like you're the type of dude that supports people. And like we can't wait to support you, man. Like for real, bro. Like just
You guys
we
already
mean that.
have, man.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys already have.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
brother. Okay, so then the other question I have for you, this is the last question for physical attraction
Mhm.
is could you choose energy over your visual type if the vibe was right? So like you say you want 5'5" to 5'9", slim thick, curly hair presence, someone with who's social, someone with confidence, makes you
Mhm.
feel like that's her, like all that. But like
Mhm.
say she's 5'2". Like
Mhm.
what's wrong? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
How
is
tall is
5'5"
Jared
really
Speedy?
your floor?
No.
Right.
How tall is Jared
I'm
Speedy?
like, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. No, there's no real floor,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah. Although, but how are we gonna have like a basketball player, kid, or whatever, football star?
Listen,
No. Yeah.
Jalen Brunson. Ain't
Also
you from
true.
New York?
I am, and I'm a Knicks fan. So, and we're tortured fans. I don't want to hear it.
So how
But
dare you?
yeah,
Okay. But
yeah,
okay, but answer the question. Like, could you choose energy over your visual type? Like, what's more important? Like those, you know.
yeah. In the long run, yes, yeah, and that just comes from seeing your parents grow old, right? Like, uh, at some point, you're gonna have to be just energy partners. You know what I mean? And you're gonna have to
Hold
do
on,
or
run
take
it
care of
back, run it back.
that.
I never heard that. Energy partners. In the long run, we're just gonna be energy partners.
In the long run, right?
Like
Like,
that's all we can offer each other. Like good energy. Like
yeah,
bad energy, but you want somebody that's gonna offer that good energy with you.
in sickness and in health, right? You
Mm.
know what I mean? Like, what happens if you have a stroke and you're what is it, 80, 80 something, and then but both my kidneys failed, and I'm 90, and I gotta take you to dialysis every uh, 2 times a week, right? It's like you're gonna need a partner. At some point, that partner gonna have to have the energy.
Energy partner. I love that. I
Yes,
feel like you're an
yes,
oil and
man.
gas guy, so like that came naturally to you for some reason. But
Yeah,
that was kind of a bar, bro. So I'm gonna let you cook.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
in
So
solar
those.
now, though. I'm in solar now. I'm renewable.
Oh,
I'm
you're
renewable now.
renewable.
I'm a renewable. Yeah,
You're a renewable nigga.
I'm renewable. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna play with you, Will. All right. So we finna
Industrial
do
solar.
some a round of fast questions. Brunch or dinner date? You gotta answer quick,
Um,
bro. Don't
brunch.
wine night or whiskey lounge.
Which
Make her laugh or make her think.
think
Intentional or romantic?
on a date?
Answer the question, dog.
Uh, romantic.
Texting or talking on the phone.
Text.
Fly her out or build it local.
Local.
Curvy or slim thick.
Slim thick.
Over curvy. Okay, I see. Good girl or reformed wild one.
Oof. Formed wild one.
You're
What are you supposed to
silly.
say?
You're silly, dog. Okay. Stay in or outside this weekend?
Be outside.
Come on, Will. Hold on. You're
Um,
outside. You're not an outside guy, are you?
I just get there late. There's a difference between like I don't go outside. I'll be outside.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You initiate or you wait for the green light?
Green light.
You fail fast or you take your time?
Take my time.
You rather impress her mind or her parents?
Mind.
First to apologize or first to walk away?
First to apologize.
That's a good fucking guy right
Yeah.
there, man. Shout out to Will. Okay. Well, listen, man. I think that's all I had. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for you being candid and for your candor. Appreciate you, bro. I think you did a great job. You know, I'm just
How we
judging
do?
from
How
the
we do?
chats.
Yeah,
I think we did. I think we did a pretty good job, man. I don't know if you were nervous going into this or
absolutely.
not. You
I was
were?
having a I was having a panic attack. Yeah, what are you talking about?
Nah, bro. So maybe why don't you give a message to the people out there that should do something similar? Like, tell them to sign up, tell them to do it live. Like maybe you can give me a little ad. I can clip this up later while I look for a good soundboard.
Yeah, so like when you called me about this, I was curious um of what my matches look like. And one of the things that you said was you need more exposure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People just don't know you. And I've had this conversation over and over and over again with a different friend. And it's more so like I just don't have the repetition or the shots up, right? So when you reached out about doing this, I was nervous, more so because I don't make a bad first impression, but you and Jay will hype me up, and I appreciated
We
it.
sure did. We call
For
that boy.
sure,
We call that
bro.
boy. Me and Jay Will. Is Jay Will on here? Is Jay Will on here? Is he
Bro,
still on here?
you're supposed to
Nah.
be showing some love, bro. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. We call that boy
yeah,
on three-way.
yeah,
We
exactly,
said, man, I said I'm gonna call him right now.
bro.
Because
I didn't think you
we
would.
need Will on here. Will is
Yeah,
such a good dude. And you know how it is, brother. So, like I said, if you are interested in Will, reach out. There he is. What's up, Jay? What's up, Billions? I see you, my
Billy,
boy. I see you, my
Billy.
boy. Yeah, man. But nah, like I said, like seriously,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Will's a
But
good
it's
guy,
also
man. Go ahead, bro. Cook.
yeah, it's vulnerable though, man, because it's like you're at a place where you're looking out at everything and saying like, well, did I fail? You know what I mean? Is this what that looks like? So, and you reassured me that wasn't the case. So, I want to reassure everybody out there that is interested and looking for someone, right? That maybe this is the pathway, right? Is getting outside your circle,
Yeah.
outside of your comfort zone, and um, Alex is that person to work through.
On some
So, I appreciate you.
real shit though.
You're a vessel.
Love you, boy. Like
And
I
same here,
love you,
man.
bro. Like I
Same here.
mean, it's certain people, man, that you know.
Yeah,
I always got they back. And I mean, nothing I said here was a lie. It's just sometimes you be too cool to say it. And
yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm not too cool to not say something. Right. So, I'm not that cool. I'm not that cool, man. But I try to be authentic and I just want to give people their flowers. And I think you're gonna help my business, bro, because you're a great guy. I think you're gonna make a great husband, a great partner, down the line. So we just got to make sure we find the person that's right for you. So I just appreciated you just being as honest and open as you were today, because I think we're gonna do that, bro. I really do. So,
Definitely.
man, enjoyed it. Really enjoyed the conversation.
Appreciate it, bro.
I'll figure out to post this. Okay, if y'all are still here, please subscribe to my YouTube. Okay, I talked to somebody. One of my homeboys work at
You have a
YouTube.
YouTube?
Okay,
Okay.
I got a YouTube. One of my homeboys work at YouTube. He said I need 500 subscribers before I can get to like the little next level of monetization. And I'm trying to keep this like reasonably priced. I know y'all just saw that Houston Chronicle article that just came out. I'm
Yeah, we
trying to
did.
not charge. I'm
Okay.
trying to not charge. Okay.
Oh,
But my wife is on here too.
okay.
And my business partner, Rebecca, is on here too. And like they all been okay. So like I'm under some pressure, y'all. So I need y'all to at least subscribe. Please subscribe to my YouTube.
I
Because
found
it's
you.
gonna help me monetize. Oh, you just did?
Yeah.
My boy. Thank y'all, man, for real. No, it
Definitely.
really does mean a lot because, like I said, this is my passion. This is my purpose. I want to continue to do this, but you kind of got to get through those steps in order to do it full time. So
Wait,
let's see
am
if
I
we
gonna
can
be
do
on
it.
YouTube forever?
Do you not want to be Will?
I just saw that these are all the past lives. Holy cow. Okay, cool, cool. I-
You may go viral. Who knows? I don't know. It's up to. It's not up to me. That's up to you.
It may not be a bad thing as long as it's not like a Michael Jordan crybaby face. I'm good to
Right.
go.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing, Will. I need you to stay focused. your DMs may improve tremendously.
Okay.
You're gonna get a lot of
Going to.
love. Like
I hope so.
Ian knows it, Hunt knows it, right? But I want you to let's stay locked in, brother. Let's stay locked in. Like, let's make sure we continue to vet people. Like I said, if you're interested in Will, like, come with me, please. That because Will's looking for alignment. Don't play with my dog, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come,
Yeah, please don't.
because Will's gonna be
Please
like,
don't.
all right, what's up? What you want to do? Like, can we just go right? Right. Where you wanna go? Nah,
No
man.
more of
On that,
that.
on that, I'll end
No
it,
more of
bro.
that.
Hey,
Hey, thank
Will.
you. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Yo,
Appreciate
everybody about to blow
it,
up.
man.
Exactly. That's what he
Appreciate
did last week. And then next week, y'all, I'm doing a live. I'm sorry. 2 days from now, I'm doing a live with Jamie. One of the dopest people you could ever meet. She's in Atlanta. Like, oh my gosh. I can't wait for y'all to see that. It's gonna be a great conversation. All right. Anyway, love y'all. See y'all next time. Peace.